Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a makeup run through for a holiday party I have this weekend. We always go to my husband's office holiday party every year. To me, it's the biggest event of the season. It's the one guaranteed occasion I have every year where I get to go all out with my makeup, get dressed up, the heels, the hair, everything, the works. And I usually film the entire makeup get ready with me process on the day of the party, and it never fails that I'm running late. It becomes a whole chaotic mess, so I am learning from my mistake and I'm going to film the makeup today. I ended up finding the perfect dress. Originally, I told myself I wasn't going to shop. I would just wear something from the closet, but I found something perfect on sale. And when I tried it on, it fit like a glove, so it was just meant to be. I have an idea of what I'm gonna do with my hair, but I have no idea what I wanna do with the makeup yet. So today's trial run is very important. I'm most concerned about what to do with the eyes. This primer foundation combination could change. I will likely just go with this. I definitely want something perfecting, long wearing, and matte with something luminous underneath. So I think I'm gonna do the Forever Glow Star Filter from Dior as my primer and the Guerlain Paragold Skin Matte Foundation. I've always worn a short dress to the Christmas party, cocktail attire, and then I always end up feeling like I could have dressed up a little bit more. So this year, I definitely wanted to go with a long dress, something a bit more formal. And it has a really pretty crystal embellishment. So it's glamorous, it's dressed up, but I don't think it's too formal or too over the top. It's still perfectly appropriate for an office holiday party, but I don't think I will feel like I didn't dress up enough this time. That's also par for the course in Miami. You will never be the most overdressed person in the room. Even if you think you're overdressed for the event, somebody else will outdo you. Which I actually like because that means no matter what you're doing or where you're going, you can always dress up if you want to. It feels good to be doing my makeup in front of the camera again. This is the first time I've sat down to film a Get Ready With Me video since we got back from our Thanksgiving trip to Charleston, which was so much fun. I hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving. We made a road trip of it, so we drove there and back. On the way up, we stopped in St. Augustine for a night, which was really beautiful. I haven't been to St. Augustine since I was a young child. It was so pretty because they had everything decorated for Christmas and the holidays. That is one place that I would like to go back soon and maybe spend a long weekend, spend some time there. It was really pretty. It was about 9 hours total to Charleston, so the next day we got up and we drove the rest of the way there. I felt like I knew what to expect since I used to live in New Orleans. I've been to Savannah, and everyone says these cities are all sort of the same, but it was not what I expected it to be at all. I don't know why I felt so surprised whenever I got there. This is my dilemma. What are we going to do with the eyes? Because it's a black dress and I'm envisioning something a little smoky, definitely a bit sparkly. I don't want to go full-blown smoky eye. I think that would be too dramatic. I am thinking cool tones, which is why I pulled out this Anastasia Sugar palette. I wouldn't go into any of the jewel tones, but the cooler shades in here. I also really like the metallics and the shimmers in the Spice palette. And I thought maybe I could play off of the Victoria's Secret look I did using this Patrick Ta duo. So I have everything here. I think I'm gonna start in this matte shadow up here in the Sugar palette. It's sort of a cool taupey brown. I wanna keep it somewhat light, but this is going in the crease. On our first full day in Charleston, I got up really early in the morning. I took Jazzy out for a walk, and then I went out exploring, looking for coffee. And it was so quiet. Almost the entire time we were there, it felt like we were almost the only ones. It was not as busy as I expected it to be. And I know it's not like Miami, it's still a smaller town, but I figured because it was the holidays, people would be traveling, there would be lots of tourists, it would be sort of hustling, bustling, a lot of energy, a lot of buzz. And it was so quiet. It almost felt like walking through Disneyland or Disney World before the parks opened up. All of the people we met were so friendly. Like, they take Southern charm to the next level. We stayed down in the French Quarter where you have these really grand old buildings that have been there for hundreds of years, and even though it's all very old, everything was still so perfectly manicured. Next, I picked up the Spice palette. I'm gonna go into this shimmering pink shade right here. This is really what made me fall in love with this palette. It is so beautiful. Every meal we had was phenomenal. My favorite part of Charleston is probably the gardens. If you love gardening, if you love planting flowers, you will love Charleston. Everybody's garden was so impressive. There were flowers blooming everywhere, all different types of flowers. It smelled fragrant. Just walking down the streets, you would smell people's gardens. My husband and I signed up for a turkey trot on Thanksgiving Day, which was really fun. We always travel for Thanksgiving and visit new places, but we have never done a turkey trot before, and we decided it's going to be a new part of our Thanksgiving tradition. The race course was all throughout the downtown historic area, so it was really nice to be able to get up early and see all of the beautiful homes, just get a different perspective of the city, and feel like we were getting active and doing something before we ate our huge meal. And then on Black Friday, we walked up and down King Street, which is the shopping district. That was really busy. So I think a lot of people probably drive into town just for the Black Friday shopping. I didn't buy anything. It was just nice to be out and about and feel the buzz and holiday excitement. Actually, I lied. We bought a bunch of candles, but that's about it. Overall, we had a great experience. My first time in Charleston, I would say it's 10 out of 10, would recommend. The most friendly people you will ever meet and the best food. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of this pearl dust here from the Patrick Todd duo. This is We Need Better Lighting. I'm gonna tap that right in the center. Basically blends into the sparkle we already have from the Spice palette. And now it's time to bring the drama. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know how this is going to go as an eyeliner or just smudged along the lash line. How should I do this? I don't have the right brush, I don't think. I'm going in with a very small precision brush, and I'm going to first start as a bit of an eyeliner, and then I'm going to, as quickly as possible, because it does dry down pretty fast, I'm going to smudgy. Using the flat side. I'm also starting on the outer half because I don't necessarily want to smudge on the inside. Ooh, I'm gonna wing it out a bit. See, that is already not really smudging much. Doesn't really want to smudge around the way a normal powder eyeshadow would. Do you see this? Doesn't look bad. I mean, we can certainly start there, but it's not really what I had in mind either. You can't really smudge. It just sort of dries down quickly, which is why you have to be so careful if you are using this as an eyeshadow. I actually think if I went in with a thin eyeliner brush, this is an eyeshadow brush, but if I went in with an eyeliner brush and just wanted to use it as eyeliner, that actually would work perfectly because then it's not going to budge or smudge or go anywhere. But if you're looking for a smoky, like easy to blend, easy to manipulate type of eyeliner, I don't think this is the best. I smudged it a bit. See, this actually isn't so bad because then when I go on top with a very precise, very sharp, true black eyeliner, then maybe this will give that smudged effect that I was looking for. Now I just have to try to do that exact same thing on the other side. Going back with just a little bit more. I'm glad I didn't take this all the way in. When I go in with my liquid eyeliner, I'm going to go all the way in, but I don't necessarily want the inside to be as smoky, smudgy. I'm not mad at this as an eyeliner. It doesn't look exactly like what I had envisioned in my mind, but I do think it gives us a little bit of a smoky base. You definitely have to trust the process, but I do think we're getting somewhere. I quickly winged it out a little bit more using that precision brush because now we're going to clean up and tailor the under eye, going in now with my Natasha Denona concealer. I love this concealer. It is now my holy grail, all-time favorite. I would never even think about using another concealer for a holiday party. It has great coverage, it's nice and creamy, and it does not crease. So I'm taking this in all of the usual places, but when it comes to this outer wing, I am using the tapered doe foot wand to clean up that little flick mark. I like to start by gently tapping out my concealer but not blending it out all of the way. I'm gonna let it sit and dry down on my face for just a moment or two before I spritz with setting spray and then finish blending. I like that it's not looking too smoky. I also like that when I use that liquid shadow from Chanel as just an eyeliner, it's not translating blue. It just looks a little bit dark, a little bit smoky, and a little bit sparkly, but not blue, which is exactly what I wanted. There's nothing wrong with blue or like a navy blue. That can be a gorgeous look, but if you're expecting black smoky or gunmetal smoky and then it ends up looking really colorful, I think it would actually take away from the dress. I cannot live without this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It's my all-time favorite. And now I'm going to finish blending. And it already looks so much smoother and prettier. We're trying to figure out where we should travel next year for Thanksgiving, so if anybody knows any cute holiday towns, let me know where we should go next. Vermont has been on my bucket list for a really long time. I'm trying to convince everybody to go to Woodstock, Vermont next year. But the pictures look really beautiful. It looks so cute. Somewhere in Northern California would probably be really nice as well for the holidays. Before I set the under eye with powder, I'm going to go in with a little liquid bronzer. This is the Rodial Bronze Glow Lighter Liquid Glow. Just a few dots. I am going to go on top of this with my YSL bronzer. I'm trying to use as many of my 2024 favorites as possible so you can see them in action. That blended out so easily. I know I said I didn't really love serum-y bronzers, and I definitely don't. But I do really like this one for some reason. I'm going to set my face using the Guerlain Paragold Skin Diamond Micro Powder with real diamond powder. As much as I love this formula, I didn't mention this in my 2024 all-time favorites because it is $95 for the tub, and I don't think it is so much better than the Chanel or the Huda Beauty, so I wouldn't say this is an all-time best of the best. You absolutely have to have this or else type of setting powder, but it is really pretty. It's also heavily fragranced, so if you're sensitive to fragrance in your makeup, steer clear of this, and probably most of the Guerlain products, to be honest. I want to lightly set the under eye with a brush first, and then I am going to go back with a sponge and I'm going to pack on just a little bit of powder on the cheek area, and that's going to sit on my face while I do my brows. Brows are now done, so I'm going to quickly wipe away the excess powder, anything that's still left sitting on the face. And then for blush, I pulled out this Hourglass blush. I'm pretty sure for lips, I'm going to stay with something nude. For the cheeks, I just want a light natural flush, which is what I'm going to get from this Hourglass. This is the Unreal Liquid Blush in shade Whim. It's a great everyday shade, and it's not so much of a commitment either. So if I get to the end of the makeup and I want to switch or I want to add something else, I don't think this is ever going to detract from anything else we have going on, like the eye, the lip. It's not overpowering. Blush is one of those steps that it's always best to start with less because you can add more. If you overdo it, it can be fixed, but it's a little bit more difficult. I think especially if you have like a smoky, glittery eye, which we do have a lot of sparkle on the eye, you don't necessarily want to have a bold cheek, bold lip, bold eye. When the whole makeup is done, sometimes the cheek can look like too much. Whereas this, I think, is perfect. I'm working it into the brush using the back of my hand, and even though we set with powder already, it's so light that it doesn't break up the makeup. I know it's trendy to go really high on the cheek with blush placement, but my favorite place for blush is to suck in a little bit, find that natural contour, go to the center, a little bit above the center. Right in here. And then always blend up, but not necessarily right on top of the cheek. At least on my face shape, I find that to be the most flattering place. Going in now with the overpriced but insanely beautiful YSL All Hours Hyper Bronze. Is there a shade? I think this is shade 2. I'm really concentrating this on the forehead hairline area for now. And then once I take my hair out and finish the rest of the makeup, I'll see if I need to dust it anywhere else. I love that it gives a little color, a little bronze, but it's not too matte, it's not too shimmery, it doesn't mess up the makeup by looking too muddy. I currently have a fading sunless tan, but I will make sure that I am nice and bronze before the day of the event. I'm going to quickly highlight my cheeks using the Gucci highlighter in shade Warm Gold. Pretty sure this is what I'm going to use. I may opt for Sunset or Sunrise Gold instead. But this one was sitting right on my vanity since I use it every single day. And I do think it is the perfect shade of gold. Parties can be kind of tricky, right? Because you want your makeup to photograph really beautifully, but there's usually terrible lighting everywhere because it's going to be so dark with probably a DJ and some sort of cool spinning lights around the room. It's obviously not going to be pitch black, but I think sometimes in dark or dim lighting, it just casts so many shadows on the face that a full face of makeup can look really terrible in dark lighting. But in pictures, it looks really gorgeous. I thought about going in with a black liquid eyeliner. I'm just gonna stick with my brown. I'm happy to report that we are not traveling for Christmas this year. I'm looking forward to spending some quality time at home and not feeling like I have to rush and pack. And we just got done unpacking and sort of organizing from Thanksgiving. And the end of the year is always a bit of a blur, so it's kind of nice to just stay put. Okay. This is the eye. Going back into our sugar palette with a Sephora 18 brush, I'm going to pick up that cool toned taupey brown right here. And I'm going to buff that beneath the lower lash line. We need a little something down there. I cannot tell you how happy and impressed I am with these eyeshadow palettes from Anastasia. I live in warm shades. I wear warm eyeshadow almost every single day, and yet I absolutely love the way cool tones look. Lashes are now done. I've been using the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. This is a long-time favorite, and since I've given up on my Tower 28, although I probably will replace it just to see, this is what I've been using lately. I was torn on the eyeliner in the waterline, but the more I think about it, I think the dress demands a little bit more drama than this. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the Brune Platine eyeliner from Chanel, just to have a little something in the waterline, but it's not black. It's not even a dark color at all. I have a bunch of individual lashes, so I think on the day of the party I'll apply probably a few little bundles. I don't know what you call them, but I'm going to apply maybe a couple little lashes. I won't do a full strip lash because that's always too much for my eyes. Last step is lips. I'm going to stick with a pinky nude combination. I pulled out the Hourglass lip liner in Expose 1. This is more of a true nude, and then the lipstick is a little bit more pink. I kind of just want to see what this looks like. I have so many different nude lip liners, nude lipsticks. I'm not sure which one I will actually wear, but let's just test this out. Quickly blend that out. And then the lipstick I have here is from La Perla, matte silk lipstick in Rosewood Red, but it's more of, is this the right one? Yeah. It's more of a pinky, I guess, rosewood. Is this the one? Must have been. This is not what I thought it was. Okay. Just gonna top it with the gloss and see where we are. No, I think I want something nude. I don't hate it. The lip might change, but I'm not 100% sure. I do like something with a little color too. I think sometimes if a nude is too light, the makeup looks a little bit dull. That's why I wanted something pinky nude, but is this too pink? See, now that I've sat with it for a moment, I kind of like the lip. It looks happy, fresh. There's a little something, a little pink, but not overpowering. As much as I love a bouncy blowout, I'm used to always wearing my hair down or pretty basic. And I think for this dress, I might do a messy updo. I saw this tutorial on TikTok a while back, and she made it look so easy, as they normally do. I think an updo would look really cute with the neckline of the dress. It's the Bridget Bardot 90s Pam Anderson messy bun. There's a fine line between cute messy bun and homecoming hair. I don't want to look like I'm going to prom either. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really the best at doing really fancy styles either, so I might experiment later in the week. And the main poof. The main curl. Nice and bouncy. Oh, feels so good. Ooh, lots of volume. I left them in much longer than normal. These front pieces have definitely grown out since I first had them cut, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time to have a trim. I'm sure if I ran to the salon, she would maybe just trim the bangs quickly, but I don't even know if I have time or if I want to mess with that. I'm kind of thinking some sort of not this, but something like this. Since the dress has some rhinestone details, I thought about wearing these earrings because they're dangly and sparkly. They're not too big. The dress is from Self Portrait. They're having their big winter sale, and I actually purchased it on Black Friday, so it was an additional discount. It arrived really quickly. If you're not familiar, it's a UK-based brand, and everything runs a bit small, or at least compared to a lot of American sizes. So I ordered a size 2 in the dress, and it fits perfect. There's maybe a teeny tiny bit of extra fabric in the back. Earlier today, I went ahead and ordered the size 0 just in case. Hopefully it will make it in time for me to decide which one. If it doesn't make it in time, I'll just go ahead and return it. But I might need to size down to the 0 because the fabric is so stretchy. I thought in the hips I would definitely need a 2, but it's not really tight. It's not compressing anything. I wouldn't mind if there was a little bit more compression, but because the items tend to run small, the size 0 might be too small. I don't want to rip anything. So I will hopefully have a decision to make, but I'll show you the size 2. I do think it fits perfect. I bought these a while back from Nordstrom. I wore them for a specific occasion. I'm so happy I'll be able to get more wear out of them. They're these beautiful black patent leather pumps, heels from YSL, and they have a little rhinestone detail, so it matches the dress perfectly. There's a little buckle down here. I think these are so pretty, and they're going to add a lot of height. They're not the most comfortable things to wear. The first time I wore them, I didn't really walk around very much either, so I may need to get some practice. I think it's probably a good thing for me to try these on with the dress to make sure that the height is good, that the dress isn't too long, it's not dragging on the floor, and to make sure that I can actually wear these out in public. And here it is. I'm so excited. I am going to try it on, but I just want to show you so we can talk about the details. So it does have this sort of wire corset detail already built in. This is definitely like hard structure. Rhinestone sparkle all along the straps. The front, it has that little dip, and then it goes along the back. And it's just this really nice, very luxurious black velvet. There's a slit in the back, I believe. So it's just very statuesque. It gives you a really beautiful silhouette because it just sort of hugs the body, hugs the curves all the way down to the feet. Because of the neckline, I kind of envision my hair being off my neck, off my shoulders. So that's why I'm sort of thinking maybe some sort of messy bun updo. I'm not sure. Let me try it on and show you. If I do something with the hair, it will be this type of shape. So I'll leave a couple pieces in the front down. I might even dangle a couple curly pieces down the back as well. And then I'll pull some pieces out, curl them, and have like a messy bun. So this would be the updo. I love the dress, love the shoes. I think the makeup turned out really good considering I wasn't sure what exactly I was gonna do. I will most likely recreate this entire look this weekend. So that completes my holiday party glam. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you liked seeing the entire process. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be tagging all of the products directly to the screen. I will list everything down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.